Hey, how's it going, guys? So I'm doing this a bit arse backward. I should be doing a video saying that I'm going to be doing a big turbo build, but it's about 80% done. Basically, if you're going to do a big turbo build, don't do what I've done. I had race walls booked for the 1st of August originally, and about 2 months away from it, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to go the big turbo route. So obviously I had the booking with tuning with Ash up in Giz, and that gave me about 6 weeks to get everything sorted. So I got in touch with GSP straight away because I was getting the turbo through him from Pulsar, and the downpipe, I'd already bought the manifold and stuff like that off Ash, brand new Nortex, I'll show you in a bit. But yeah, let's just say it's been a mad rush, which is why I haven't been able to film as much as I'd like to. So yeah, but I got cams, and I say cams, I got one cam, gripper diff, which I've had rebuilt, and it's a good job because it was absolutely knackered. I only done about 40-50 miles of it in the car the first time, lost 4th gear, was blaming the box originally. But after taking it up to gripper and them doing their thing and taking it apart, it's clear that the diff was the issue. The little washers in there were no longer washers. They'd shaved down to, well, little chunks of metal basically. So yeah, but that's all rebuilt now, and I've got it set up so it's aggressive because obviously I'm going to be doing half-mile rolling races at Race Wars on the 2nd of August now. I've changed. With Vinny as well, and a big shout out to Vinny because he's given me so much advice while I've been doing this. I know my way around the Z20s well enough, but the big turbo side of things is something I've never done. So, and Kenny as well, and Gary and Dean. Yeah, so today I've got the pipe ultimate road cam to fit. I've got new lifters, cam cap, stud and nut kit, which again you can get from Ash. A gripper diff to install, and some drop links, and that should be it then. I don't think there's anything else to do on it then. Tracking definitely needs doing, because I have got a subframe which is fitted again. I wanted to film all this, but time's been an issue. I bought a Polybus subframe from Stu at Bristol Motorworks, reconditioned gearbox again from Stu, lower arms polybushed again from Stu. Majority of the parts on this car, the second-hand parts I bought anyway, have all been from Stu at Bristol Motorworks. So definitely, whether you've got a standard VXR or a modified one, he's the man to go to if you're looking for parts, unless you want to buy brand new. That's the other thing I have put on this car actually, is a Wagner intercooler. I know people normally go for the Gobstopper, but after talking with Ash and a few other people, decided to go with this because they just seem to fit better. And although they're only a 90mm, they're supposed to be a lot better in that way anyway, for intake temps and stuff like that, but I suppose time will tell. So I did have a ATEC Stage 2 on here, which obviously wasn't going to cut the power. But yeah, I'm going to get it up on the ramp now. Obviously I'm down the bunker, as always. Freshly painted floor, so I'm going to get it nice and dirty for him. But yeah, get it up on the ramp now. I'll show you some bits I've done, but this is the worst the car's ever been sat. There's cobwebs absolutely everywhere. They're probably blown off on the way here. It's just full of junk and bits and pieces. Like, it's absolutely stinking. But I'm just telling myself once it's done it'll be worth it. It's the worst it's been. Oh, and I've put on 18-inch snowflake alloys, which again by Stu. Got these because obviously 18 is supposed to ride a lot better, and there was Michelin Pilot Sport 4s on them, pretty much new tyres on the front anyway, and on the back was, I think, the Bridgestone, not Potenzas, where are they, Turanzas, is that, or something like that. But yeah, again I had them for a bargain. So but yeah, oh yeah, the bonnet. I say bought it off Stu, he pretty much gave it to me because I wanted to do away with the vents at the time when I had the KO6. This one, I go up close, you can see is bad. So I'm going to use this to cut the, I don't know if you've seen the bonnet, we've got like 6 fences, 1, 2, 3, and then another 3 up there. I'm going to use this to make my own bonnet, or vented bonnet I should say. But for now I'm going to stick my old bonnet back on with the vents, because the paint is in a lot better condition. The only thing I don't like is on my other one, the vents, whoever done them previously, done a shoddy job. I don't know if you can see on camera the difference in the paint. You know, this is faded terribly and stone chipped. So, but like I said, it's for the money I paid for it, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to stop the water getting into the engine bay. But now I've got the big turbo, obviously I need the vents to get rid of the engine bay temperature. So it's one of them. But yeah, I'm going to get on the ramp, get the bonnet up and show you a few bits of what I've done. But obviously I've kind of just got it all together for now, and then after tuning, and maybe even after race wars, that's when I start tidying it up then. I just wanted to get it to a driving state ready for tuning and race wars, because I didn't want to miss it, because that's been the other thing I've been panicking. Am I even going to get there? Am I going to make tuning? Yeah, so if you ever do this, give yourself plenty of time. I'd say give yourself at least, if you've already got a built engine, give yourself at least 6 months to put all the bits together. If you're buying a second-hand turbo, because this is the other thing, I bought everything brand new. So, brand new manifold, brand new turbo, intake, all the rest of it. So obviously I've had to work out where everything goes myself. Same with the lines. I bought a oil and water line kit off eBay. It was a Mamba kit. I wasn't expecting it to be much good, but I thought if it works, it works. But it's like the water line on the back of the turbo, if anything, is too long, and the one on the front is too short. So yeah, I'll show you in a minute what I've done there, but I'd say with the water and oil feed, either make your own with some AN line, custom fittings, or just get somebody to do it for you, so you don't have that headache then. But like I said, it'll work for now. I'll just tidy it up later on, because I do want to fit a scroll pot and stuff like that, so I'm going to be doing some custom lines anyway. Yeah, I'm going to get on the ramp and show you what's going on. Just got a car up on the ramp now, guys. I'll show you the engine bay for the first time. So, got the Nortec long runner manifold, bought from Astra Motorsport, as well as the Turbo Smart 45mm hypergate wastegate. Intake I bought off Astra as well. This annoyed me a little bit because majority of the ones you see obviously come straight out and up into the well there, but this is similar to a standard KO4 sort of intake, but obviously it's not for the KO4 because it wouldn't fit, but it is a 90mm. I do want to get a new filter, I don't like this one. Yep, the water lines, like I said, these are just some of the bits I got to tidy up, but I just wanted to work in. But I am going to feed it so it comes down and around by the radiator and back up to the header tank. Obviously originally you have the, I've got it over here. Yeah, so originally you've got the solid water line that sits sort of there, but obviously I didn't want this right by the manifold. I know obviously this is going to get hot anyway, but the silicone hoses and stuff like that I didn't want by the manifold, because obviously when you're getting on the power it's going to get hot. Yeah, so I had to get joiners to suit, had to trim the joiners down because obviously they were too long, and then it was in the way of the water pipe, and then the intake was up. So yeah, that was fun. Obviously the Wagner intercooler. The only thing I don't like on these is, don't get me wrong, these are, you know, reinforced silicone, they're strong and they got the wiring and stuff like that there, but I am going to file a bit more out of this because obviously if that rubs through then there's a boost leak waiting to happen. So but what I have got coming, as you can't see down there, So the bottom pipe on the Wagner intercooler, again, was too long to fit onto the turbo, because you've got to remember these intercoolers and things like that you can buy for the car, all meant to fit onto a standard turbo. So once you start putting big turbos on and they sit lower down, that's when you've got to start custom making pipework and stuff. So I have got a couple of bits on the way to try and tidy that up. But again, it'll do for now. What else are we done on top? EDS inlet manifold, bought off Gary and Dean. It's a genuine one. I have got 1050cc as new injectors, which I shall show you now. Obviously I can't fit these today because I need tuning first, but what I can do, if I can open the bloody box. These I bought off Ian Pepper. He's quite well known in most of the Vauxhall pages. But yeah, 1050cc as news. And you get the adapters then, spacers, whatever you want to call them, as well as nice new plugs, which is what I'm going to try and fit today if I get time. Yeah, and there is spacers that come with this, but I've already put them on the manifold, because especially the copy manifolds, if you don't put spacers between the injector rail where it meets onto the manifold, below the seating point, they can sort of go on a little bit skew-if, and then that's when you get your fuel leaks and stuff like that then. So yeah, big shout out to Ian Pepper for sorting them out for me. But yeah, so today's main job, like I said, is rock cover off, time belt off, fit the piper cam I've got, and get the gripper in. With the gripper, so yesterday I had to go up to Nevlock to pick up hydraulic lifters, brand new set. Obviously everyone says to go with Inner, so yeah, I picked up the hydraulic lifters from Nevlock, so yeah, thanks to them. The gripper is literally about 8 miles away from Nevlock, so I thought it makes sense to go and get this rebuilt and see what they think of it. So when they took the cap, or whatever you want to call it, off, the lid, yeah, pieces of metal just started falling out. So when I said I lost fourth gear, the only thing I can think is there was some shrapnel or little pieces coming out of the holes, and obviously chewed up the teeth on the gears. But yeah, massive shout out to them, because they went above and beyond for me on this, and I got up there later than I thought I was going to as well, because I finished work at 12, 12:30, and they said I'd need to be there before 2 to have it rebuilt there and then. And I got up there 3:30, and fair play to them. They said, no, you've come from South Wales, so we'll get this sorted for you. And they even showed me everything, but again, it was a mad rush. I didn't get time to film anything, sadly, and I wish I did, because they did go above and beyond for me. They even, so on the old style housing, on the newer ones, there's a bit of a curve here. And he said to me, do you know about these rubbing on the gearbox casing? I said no. So he went out of his way again, didn't charge me, stuck it in the lathe and machined the edge off just to stop that issue from happening later on, because obviously that's not going to do this any good, my gearbox or anything like that. So yeah, I can't fault him. But the level of customer service I had from him yesterday was the best I've experienced so far. Yeah, but like I said, I've set that up really aggressive, because it's going to be, I don't know what it's going to be. I'm hoping, that's what I meant to say to you. So the turbo I've got is a Pulsar's equivalent to a G25 660, which is I think it's the PSR 5449G. So it's a big turbo. It's similar to the G25 550. I think it's the compressor wheel that's different. I might be wrong, because I'm tired as well. The G25 550 is a 49G I think it is, or 49, yeah, something like that. But I wanted to go a little bit bigger because if I decide to go up to, I don't know, say I can make it to 550 brake at some stage, I wanted the room for it. I didn't want to have to fit another turbo and all the rest of it. So I'd be happy if I could make between 450 and 500 brake horsepower, which is the class I'm going to be in for race wars anyway. I think it's class 7, which is between 300, I think it's 399 and 499 brake horsepower. But obviously things like that, brake horsepower means nothing. It's all on the way it's been built, the way the torque comes in and things like that. So, but the only limiting factor I've got, so obviously I've got forged rods. I'm running the standard pistons, which are good for 500 brake horsepower, but even though there's people running more than that, the only thing I haven't done, which I'd like to have, but again, time, I haven't wedged the block. And again, there's people out there running serious power unwedged, and then there's people out there running 350 brake unwedged, and they've had problems with the block straight away. So, but I've been 350 brake on this for not far off 7-8 months, and I've had no issues in that way. So, yeah, I'm going to cut all the torque now. I'm going to get cracking. Obviously, going to try and film as much as I can as I go on, but my main goal today is just get this done properly, ready for Thursday. So Thursday is my tuning day, and then it's now Tuesday, so it's going to be tomorrow night. I'll be driving up to Gibbs Motorsport, which is a 4.5 hour drive, but I've been up there multiple times and they're definitely worth it. So as they say, you know, to have them properly is no good just going to somebody on your doorstep that's going to stick an eBay map on there for you, especially stuff like this. You can't do that anyway. But yeah, so it'd be good to just get up there tomorrow, safe and sound. The reason I'm going up tomorrow is obviously if I have any issues on the way up, I've got the night then, or the evening, to sort a few bits out rather than taking up Ash's time, putting it on the dyno with issues. I don't like to do that. So that's what I meant to say. I've got my, I'll say a boost tester, it's a smoke tester, so I think it puts in 7 or 8 psi, which isn't enough really to test for boost leaks as such, but because ideally you want something with high pressure. But this does come in handy to find minor leaks, like say I'd forgotten to do a clamp up, which I hope I haven't, but if I did, that will show it, so they do come in handy. Like I had an issue with my original one-way valve here, so what was happening when this goes, not this one but the original, so it's only supposed to vent out this way, but if they've gone and you get on the boost, so the boost goes through the manifold and all that, comes back through and straight into the breather system, so to speak, and that's when you can start having oil leaks and stuff like that coming out of the gaskets, because obviously all the boosters go in through the pipework and everything else and straight back into the rocker cover. So let's say, I don't know, if you're running 2 bar of boost, that's a lot of pressure to be going back inside. So yeah, I fitted that one, but for ages I was trying to work out why I was getting high crankcase pressures. That's what I was looking for. And I disconnected that one day while I had the smoke tester on, and I could see smoke coming out there. I was like, right, okay, that shouldn't be coming through, it should only be going out that way. So yeah, they come in handy. But I've used it even for, like, I welded up the exhaust yesterday, so even for exhaust leaks, water pipe leaks, you can use it for basically anything, within reason. But yeah, the radiator as well, I used it to test my original radiator, because I've got, you're not going to see it, but I've got a alloy rad radiator with twin fans again that I bought off Stu from Bristol Motorworks. I should see it from the front. I don't know what one it is. I think it's a gravity, but it's not leaking, that's the main thing. So yeah, my old one was leaking ever so slightly. It was a pinhole just down by here, so obviously that was going to cause me issues, especially running this power. I want everything perfect. Don't get me wrong, you should buy a Pro Alloy radiator, but the cost of them, I think if I had to replace this once a year, it's still going to be cheaper than buying a Pro Alloy. Even if I bought one every year for 10 years, it's going to be the same cost as a Pro Alloy one. And like I said, I've driven it around a couple of days now with the MAF unplugged, obviously, no boost, keeping it in the vacuum. I've had no issues at all. Like, the temperatures are actually a lot better than they were with the other radiator on. But what I have got off Gary and Dean coming is this, two 12-inch spiral fans. So again, they're going to be better than the fans that are on there, so because they're 12 volt, 80 watts. But again, I think they're like £20 off eBay for the pair, so they're not going to be much cop. Yep, I'm baffling on again now, guys, so I'm going to put the phone away, get the rocker cover off, time the belt off, and change these cams. But once I got to that point, I'll be back. So I almost forgot to mention as well, guys, the customer service head from Piper, they've gone absolutely above and beyond for me. It's normally a 7 to 10 day turnaround on these because they normally make them from scratch. But I got in touch with Simon at Piper Cams and Exhaust and explained to him that I was only running one cam and why I was only running one cam. A bit of a story behind that, but I'm not going to go into it. And yeah, he basically, I don't want to say the price, but he did sort me out a little bit on the cam, goodwill gesture. And I think it was on the, I can't remember what day it was, but basically on the day I said, yeah, go ahead, I'll have that. Hopefully it comes back in time for this time, so on. The next day I had an invoice to say your cam's done, it's all sorted. So a big shout out to Simon and Wayne. I think Wayne is the chap who actually made the cam for me, because obviously they grind them down from a blank, so yeah. But like I said, can't fault them enough either. Basically everyone I've had experience with over the last few weeks has been perfect. From Gripper, Piper, Darren Dewhurst at GSP, which I should be able to show you a little bit of now. Not quite. I have got pictures, I'll put a picture in, but I went for the plumb back downpipe, obviously custom made, which I can show you when I'm in the air as well. But yeah, the customer service I've had from, like I said, everyone I've dealt with, even Astra Motorsport, but I mean, there's no point mentioning that because I say every time, if you want your VXR tuned, obviously everyone has their own preferences, but for me, Ash and Haley every time. Because they're the same, they've gone above and beyond and made sure I've had everything in time, and you know, things like heat shield. Like I said earlier, we got the stud and nut for the cam caps, the RP lubes, and he does put instructions in here as well if you need them to, because what he does recommend is put the studs in with Loctite, so they become a permanent fixture. And I still rolled it that day. There's all sorts I've ordered. I got parcels everywhere. I got rocket cover gaskets from MAR Motorsport. Turbo rebuild sent me an OBD bung for, sorry, OBD, an oxygen bung, an oxygen sensor bung, bunghole.
Kippy for my bunghole.
For the, was originally going to be for my AEM wideband, but shout out to GSP again. He put one in for me anyway, as well as a V-band on the bottom of the downpipe. So obviously ease of removing later on. Because if you've had experience with these downpipes, you'll know they're an absolute bitch to get back on the turbo. Even on the standard turbo, they're a pain in the ass. So just having that little bit of room, or a little bit of exhaust pipe to play with, makes it so much easier to get it on, so it's not going to blow. But yeah, so I'm going to crack on now. I've already got the cover off. That's the, I'm sure it's Gates Blue Racing Belt. It's supposed to be Kevlar or something like that. What I did forget as well, I have got, so obviously I've currently got the Imperial aircon delete, which is literally just that, the bracket and the short belt. But I do have, let's see if I can find it now. I hope I've got it with me, because I did forget until I was taking off the intake pipe. And I remember. Oh. Can't wait to give this car a clean. It's literally the worst it's ever been. know it's in there somewhere. Basically, I've got a Nortec, Courtney Sport Nortec aircon delete, which is a bracket that bolts on the back where the alternator bracket, or one of the alternator bracket, mounts onto the back of the block. I've got the Nortec bracket and pulley and the longer belt that goes in place. That's to stop the belt from jumping off, because I've heard these, if your belt's not jumping off with the Imperial kit, then you're not running enough power. That's what I've been told. So yeah, I've got that just in case. So we got the rocker cover off. It's all timed up now, ready to go. Just gonna take a tension off now, get a belt off, and then, like I said, this cam is staying, but I am going to change the stud and nuts because I did fit them last time. But yeah. Right, that's where we are. We've got the new cam on. Obviously that's the old cam. Both B2 285 cams from Piper Camshaft. Obviously don't look like it, I don't think you can see, but they're well coated in Permatex Ultra Slick, and it's lucky because I literally just run out as I got the end of this one. So yeah, I'm going to get the cam caps on now, and this is the bit you've got to be careful on. So if you don't torque them correctly, obviously you can risk snapping the cams. Just got the cams back in, pulley back on, torque down, 60 newton meters plus 15 degrees, or I can't remember, I've done it anyway to spec. Same with these. So you put the studs in at 8 newton meters, and then you do the nuts at 12 newton meters. Yeah, we're all good. Gonna get the belt back on, turn it over a couple of times, rocker cover back on, and start with the diff then. Getting a bit carried away with myself now, so cam side things are done. We've got the diff out. Clean out the housing now. So that's the old cam. That's the old open diff. And as I said in my previous video, it's this you've got to watch, because you get to play in that, and almost seems as if the engine mount's gone. There's the gripper. So we're going to torque these down now and get the bitch back in. As you can probably tell by the state of me, been a long day, but worth it. Just got to push outside now. Obviously run it up for 20 minutes at 2.5k. Obviously just don't let it idle while the cam is obviously bed into the hydraulic lifters and stuff like that. So yeah, it's looking a little bit better now. Like I said, I've still got stuff to tidy up, but that's going to be another day. I'm tired. So I'm going to push out now and do a little video of the idle once it's settled. So it's been idling now for 25 minutes in about 10 seconds. Oh, no, so let's see what the idle's like. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So we're all good. Right, we're gonna get back because you want to get back, don't you? Why are you running away from it? Yeah, so we're gonna get going. So we gotta pick our boy up and yeah. See what she drives like now. Obviously I got the gripper fitted as well. Not going to be able to boot it because need tuning on Thursday, so that's going to be, well, we'll be on the way up there tomorrow night. So yeah, how are we doing, guys? So sorry I didn't do an outro yesterday. As you can imagine, it was a bit of a long day and I had to be up for I had to be in work at 3 in the morning. That's where I am now. Yeah, car drove perfect on the way back. Grip is definitely going to be aggressive, so it'd be nice to see how that goes once you know it's running the power that I'm hoping for. Yeah, I've got a little bit of play. I think it's a drive shaft, so I did have a spare brand new drive shaft that I was going to take to race halls, but I think I'm going to fit that this evening before I head up to Skegness, just for peace of mind. And then, you know, if it turns out to be fine, I'll take the other drive shaft as a spare then. But yeah, like I said, car drove fine. So the next video now will be obviously tuning. It may be mixed in with race wars, or I might drop it before. But yeah, if you could just help a brother out, like, comment, subscribe and all that good stuff. And yeah, guess the power below, I guess, and fingers crossed it doesn't go bang. Alright, take it easy. Cheers guys.